Dealing with 2004 GMC Envoy. It's got the 4.2 inline six. I did put a motor in this some years ago. I'm in the midst of replacing the power steering pump simply because it came because of the oil cooler for some strange reason. Now, I did put a transmission in here, I want to say a long time ago too, so I did an engine and transmission, but I didn't do the oil cooler. The oil cooler that was on here originally wound up falling and dragging, and it caused the transmission to go into a neutral state. So I had to replace the transmission oil cooler. I do have a brand new one in there, and it's a lot larger than what was in there before. So that's fine. Now, I digress. So in the midst of putting that on there, I go to drive it and it ain't have any power steering, strangely. That's just a coincidence that all this stuff tend to happen all at once. But I beg to differ. I think this happened was pre-existing. So we're putting a power steering pump on here. It's not circulating, it's not whining, and the fluid is just stagnant. So if I was to start it up, the fluid wouldn't move. It'll just stay in the same spot. And I definitely have proof that the power steering pump is just it's broken, inadequate, inefficient. So the pulley broke, and it's not leaking, but it does. If you take a pry bar and move it out, it does move. It's broke. So the shaft is broken. The turbines inside aren't doing what they're supposed to do and pressurizing that fluid and moving it. So here we are. So I took the intake off, flathead, another flathead, took the air filter assembly out, and then I took the washer reservoir out. That was just 13 millimeter bolt here and a bolt there. Got some connectors you just got to pull out. No big deal. Pop those out. Here we are. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean the area off. I know it kind of seems counterproductive, but I want to eliminate as much mess as I can before and after. So I'm going to clean this area off really good, hit it with some air, and then we'll start pulling the unit off. I do have a remanufactured unit from O'Reilly's Auto Parts. That's what we'll be using. Y'all know I frequently patronize that establishment. Bittersweet relationship. They do come with seals and O-rings, so I'll get those installed, and I am topping it. I'm filling it back up with transmission fluid, and that's it. Simple. So let me get what I need, get the camera set up, and get the tools I need. We're gonna get the belt off. There's our tensioner down here, very easily accessible. Pull the belt. There's a 13, I want to say, in the back here. There's another 13 down there somewhere. We'll be able to get the unit loose and pull off the pressure line. And there should be a return line, which is going to be right there. So let me clean this off because I know I'm going to make a mess, and I'm just going to, I guess, ease the mess that I'm going to make having the area kind of cleaned up as it is. So regardless, it's going to have to be clean. I'd rather clean it off now and after. What I'm gonna do, I do believe I'm gonna take off the line first, drain the fluid out. If I can get some cardboard, I just want to get something that's going to redirect the fluid into the pan. So I don't expect to do much, but something's better than nothing. It'll minimize the mess, I'd imagine. So that's the return line. So we're gonna take off the belt first, and then I'll get the proper wrench for the pressure line. Once we get the tensioner off, pulley will be able to rotate, then I can gain access to those bolts. Those bolts. Let's get this pressure line off. $16mm. There's gonna be more fluid. It's fine. I got what I could out. You absolutely have to. It's the perfect time to replace your oil control valve here, because these will fail, cause some timing codes. It needs to be replaced, because with the power steering pump in there, you'll probably be able to take off a couple of the bolts, push the power steering pump backwards, and you can get some room to pull it out. But if you need to, it's a good time to replace that now. Again, y'all know I frequently patronize O'Reilly's. Here's the part number, 734-72132. I typically don't get Master Pro products, but being that this customer did want a cheaper alternative, here we are. It should work like it's supposed to. I think we'll be in good shape. So you see how this shaft is intact. Pull it, nothing happens. Check this out. Yeah, look at that. It comes all the way out. It's not the actual pulley to the pump shaft. It's the actual shaft that's broken. It comes all the way out. And it's broken. That's interesting how it snapped. So the impeller broke right in half. I wonder if we can get a visual of the impeller in there. I'll drain some of the fluid out. But all I'm gonna do, I got a couple options. I could use a tool to press this out, put it in the press, support the bottom here, and then press it out from the center. I got a couple options, but I think it's best if I just use a tool. I just got a regular old Harbor Freight pulley removal tool set, and trust me, it is definitely showing signs that it's from Harbor Freight. I don't have to use it too often because I don't really do too many retro vehicles, the older style. I know I got clowned a little bit on the other car I did a while ago. What was that? It was the water pump I did on the Cadillac. I'm fine with the criticism. I like it. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, I wouldn't have made it this long on the internet if I couldn't take constructive criticism. But I mean, honestly, the proof was in the pudding. The video encapsulates the conflict and the resolution. It worked. What's the problem? But as one guy stated, you know, he was having a bad day, so he felt the need to make somebody else have a bad day, which is fine. I'll be your cesspool of getting your frustration out if it helps your day out. I know I was supposed to put something up there, but it worked. I need to buy a new one anyway, and I need a reason to go buy a new one. If I break it, oh well. Alright, let's put this off to the side. Let's get the new one. I definitely want to, well, I don't know if it's worth cleaning the bore out. I had to rush and create something real quick because I don't have everything that goes in this toolkit, and again, it's from Harbor Freight, and I don't do these too often. And I know I did it wrong. I'd imagine this would go in here, but I didn't have enough thread, and I didn't like that. And I didn't want to use this as a stud and press in from the top down. So I had plenty of room to be able to run this in there and just keep stacking washers. I only had to do 2 stacks, and we're on there good. So let me get this back installed in reverse order. See how this power steering pump gonna work. The new pump or remanufactured pump did come with a rubber washer and a Teflon one. So the only thing I need to do is replace the high pressure one with the rubber one. And if I can keep without dropping it, this looks like it's going to be a match. I'll pull that one out. There those both are. The old one and the new one. See how it's umbrella? Looking like an umbrella. See how this one's nice and rounded. Pop that right on there. So this one was supposed to come with 3 bolts, but even when I did the motor, I think there's a reason why I only put 2 in there, because I only had 2 in there. I'm not going to break my neck over it because it works. All right, let's start it up. We're in good shape. Pump's working fine. The power steering's back working. Crazy that the impeller shaft wound up breaking in half, but I'm pretty sure that's a common thing. I want to say I've had that happen before, but I work on such an array of vehicles and I can't remember every single thing. But being that the fluid wasn't circulating, it wasn't whining, it was definitely an indication that there's something going on with the pump itself. And luckily, you know, just getting a reading around Identifix, once I looked at the labor time to replace the pump, I saw a case study where one of the guys was like, well, just pry the shaft and it'll come out. I swear I did it before. But that's the good thing about having resources such as Identifix. I mean, it's bittersweet having it. And, you know, nowadays we can't have it without working on a lot of these modern vehicles anyway. But being that it was something older, I need the labor time to properly quote them. But hey, if anything happened, I'll definitely update. I think I stated this was a 1.5 hour replacement. But if anything happened, I'll definitely update. Hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have a rich some work. See you next one.